Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and beautiful Gossip Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn communicates hope for a future with Sheila in it. At Elder's place, Trust actually attempted to accept how the situation was playing out, yet Finn and Minister guaranteed her that it was valid. Sheila was back and had very left them. Sheila portrayed the period in her existence with Sugar as a frantic time. Sheila said she wasn't legitimizing what she'd done, however Sugar had been a tormented soul even before that. Finn said Sugar had tied Sheila up and needed to hurt Steffi and outline Sheila. Elder expressed that Sheila was a changed lady, deserving of his and Finn's affection, and it would mean everything to Minister in the event that Trust could begin to acknowledge it. Finn agreed. The fact that Finn had faith in her makes Sheila surprised. Grasping her hand, Finn said he'd seen her work, and she'd demonstrated it to him. She answered that all she'd needed was to feel needed, acknowledged, and cherished. She'd bombed for what seems like forever, and nobody had allowed her an opportunity up to that point. She at long last had why she'd looked through as long as she can remember. Trust commented that she was pleased with Finn and Elder for safeguarding and helping Sheila, yet Trust actually had concerns. She was a casualty in this, however, are we actually so persuaded that she's not a similar lady fit for homicide? Trust inquired. Minister affirmed that Sheila had put her life in extreme danger to shield Steffi and the children from Sugar with no control or underhanded purpose. Finn added that Sheila had offered her own life instead of theirs. Sheila expressed that it was all right in the event that Trust didn't trust it. Sheila was certain expectation would see it one day. Sheila was grateful that Finn and Minister trusted it. She inquired as to whether he'd get some outside air with her. Subsequent to being tied up, Sheila expected to see sunshine and feel the natural air. As Sheila and Minister remained to leave, Sheila guaranteed Trust that the men were correct, and Sheila said thanks to Finn for having confidence in her. After Sheila and Elder had gone, Trust inquired, how? How? Finn advised her to caution him, assuming she'd swoon once more. Trust couldn't envision how he was feeling. Finn said it had been strange, and, surprisingly, subsequent to finding out about Sugar, it had still been difficult to accept. Finn understood that things had gotten exceptionally convoluted. Trust concurred, however, said she was glad for him. She let him know that she wouldn't pass judgment on him, and she'd be there assuming that he wanted a protected spot to discuss his thoughts. Finn trusted that he felt alleviation and bliss on the grounds that Sheila hadn't attempted to hurt his significant other. He said he had another opportunity on the grounds that the lady who'd brought forth him was alive. It made a big difference to Finn that Sheila had attempted to safeguard his loved ones. He said that it didn't imply that the past presently not made a difference or that he'd failed to remember what Sheila had done, however individuals could change and change. Trust answered that she'd very much want to sincerely concur, yet she was all the while battling for certain issues. She surrendered that Minister and Finn could be correct. Finn answered that Trust had supplanted the pit in his stomach about his better half killing his mom. He'd found Trust that there was a method for having Sheila in his life, and he would have rather not lost that open door once more. For the good of Finn, Trust trusted Steffi could see his side. Finn conceded that it would be a significant see any problems shift for Steffi, and he wasn't messing with himself. That's what he trusted if Steffi would figure out, see the change, and get how concerned Sheila had been for Steffi. Steffi could be feeling better that she hadn't killed Sheila. Finn contemplated that Steffi trusted in Thomas, and life was excessively short. Not entirely settled to have his introduction to the world mother in his life. He expressed gratitude toward expectation for tuning in and understanding. I want that like never before, he said. Trust embraced him. On the housetop, Sheila was appreciative to inhale the outside air once more, on account of Minister. Minister said it was wonderful to watch her partake in life's basic joys. He was sure every other person would come around about her at last. He realized it hadn't appeared to be okay, that Sheila would pursue Steffi, and he wished he'd followed up on his impulses sooner. Sheila answered that he'd seen her face, yet Minister said he ought to have realized it hadn't been Sheila, who'd never go after Steffi. Minister rethought himself for not requesting the police open an examination. Sheila called him her legend, however he said she'd saved herself with her toe. She kidded that everybody had said she'd been insane for making it happen. He was certain she'd continue to astound him. He referred to her as my wild little storm, blowing around, creating problems. She inquired as to whether he enjoyed tidying up after her. Dropping to one knee, he said he needed to do it until the end of his life. Minister let Sheila know that he hadn't required anybody until her and her missing toe. He groveled to her. He expressed that he didn't really mind anybody's thought process. He had confidence in them. He requested that she wed him. In Eric's office, Carter and Steffi met with Liam, who surged in late, about an arrangement with Spencer Distributions. Before the gathering began, Liam inquired as to whether Finn had gotten back to Steffi. Steffi answered with a disturbed look. The gathering continued, and when it was finished, Liam noticed that she'd never responded to his inquiry. Carter proposed to leave, however Steffi said he could remain. Steffi revealed that Minister would before long stop with the insane gibberish since trust would close him down. Steffi trusted it happened soon in light of the fact that she was unable to take catching wind of Sheila's toes any longer. Liam accepted that there was a decent opportunity Minister would pay attention to trust. That's what Carter said, assuming expectation fizzled, another person would attempt to quiet Minister down about Sheila being alive. Liam commented that they'd be in every way giggling about it in the event that Minister's hypothesis didn't hurt individuals. As Carter left, he encouraged them to remain positive. Steffi asked Liam for what reason they couldn't simply disregard the dead Sheila. Steffi fired to stir herself up about Elder once more, however Liam attempted to make sense of for her that it was an interaction. Things were getting rid of. Liam certified that Sheila was long gone. Steffi expressed gratitude toward Liam for his help. She said she felt the best she had since before Sheila had appeared at her wedding. Steffi could at long last inhale again without investigating her shoulder or recruiting watches. She and Finn were at long last liberated from Sheila. The striking and the delightful spoilers and updates bother Edge Forrester, Torsten K., could be pushed as far as possible and resort to a new procedure to manage two disturbances. With Elder Sharp, Sean Cannon, and John of Finnegan, leather expert Novlin, supporting Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, it's inevitable before Edge finds out about the circumstance. The striking and the lovely spoilers, Edge Forrester could dunk into his abundant resources. Now that Sheila's at last gotten away from the horrible that has consumed her, she will revive her relationship with Elder, when she recuperates medicinally and inwardly. Sheila could try and consider getting back to work at the eatery and enthusiastically acknowledge Minister's proposition for a speedy marriage, which he appears to be as of now ready to do. In spite of the opportunity for a cheerful closure, Edge could mediate and recommend that they start new in an alternate area, a long way from Los Angeles. This could prompt a situation where Edge chooses to contribute a portion of the Forrester fortune for an honorable objective, freeing his group of the danger of Sheila. Edge might actually offer a significant amount of cash to Sheila and Elder as a motivating force to leave for however long they're far away. Edge may not think often about the specific objective. B&B spoilers, payoffs not underneath him. Will Edge resort to payoff to urge Sheila and Minister to begin once more in an alternate city following their gathering? Payoff wouldn't be underneath him to accomplish such an objective.